Hello everyone, today we will get on hand and look into the brand new Silverstone SG14. As the big brother of SG13, it's actually more versatile but still remains a small footprint on your table. And so far in the market, it is probably the only no-frill, neat-looking mini-itx case that can fit in a big air cooler like Notra D15, an ATX power supply, and a long triple slot graphics card at the same time. Now, let's have a look at the details. Probably the details other reviewers won't bother diving into, but I am a big fan of different cases, so I would like to tell you something. Let's go. Well, design-wise, I do like the tidy and low-profile style of the case. I do like this professional look. And actually, I prefer to put in some high-end parts, like really high-end parts, for example an RTX 3090 in this one rather than those over-engineered RGB nonsense. Also, although you can't change the place of mounting your motherboard, you can put the entire case in two ways. Both are still vertical, but you can get the golden line put vertically and horizontally. For easy building experience, I prefer the second one as the default mode with better airflow. Then, when talking about internal configurations, the official website provides us with a couple of recommendations. Basically, Silverstone recommends you put either a 120mm AIO at the rear or a 240mm AIO on one side, just like the Kuga QBX. By the way, for the AIO cooler, I do recommend the PF120 and the PF240 from Silverstone because they're so cost effective with really decent performance. However, it does have the ability to hold a massive dual tower air cooler, but the space would be a bit tight though, so I strongly recommend you set up all the necessary connectors before you put the motherboard in. But the good news is, all the panels are removable, even the front panel, which will expose to 2.5-inch SSD mounting places. And also talking about the details, I would say Silverstone really put a lot of attention to the details. For example, the power button, it is quite click and it feels good quality and durable. Actually, all the plastic parts of this case feel quite durable. The ventilation. Well, the ventilation of the case from inside out as a mini-itx case is quite decent. The tray for motherboard and the mounting place for your own fan are both well ventilated, plus a performance level air cooler like Noctua U9S or D9L or even bigger cooler, as well as the pre-installed rear fan AP122, providing good static pressure. The airflow in your case would not be a problem at all. And there is also an extension internal power cord to help cable routing due to the unique position of the PSU vertically positioned against the motherboard. Then there does remains a blank mounting hole for your own fan, but I generally prefer to just leave it because if you want an optimized straight air channel inside the case like that, you don't want any distraction of airflow. Well, I have to say the internal frames, the key frame of SG14 is really solid. I would say more solid than LD03, which is another good looking small case from Silverstone. For the latter, it feels a little bit flimsy for some parts, but for SG14 it feels really stable and won't bend at all for the main frame. Actually, the volume and compatibility are pretty similar. Likewise, all the panels of SG14 are quite heavy with high quality dust filters, which is quite surprising for a case around this price, and they won't fall off at all. So, in conclusion, people always say that SG14 is old-fashioned and not small enough, but in my opinion, if you're chasing high performance, including thermal performance, you do have to compromise on size. And bear in mind that SG14 is quite small, it is just relatively larger than some small and delicate cases like N-case M1, but the latter also costs much more and can be somehow painful to build with. Also, the so-called old-fashioned style of SG14, in my eyes, is more of a timeless and classic style, which is clearly more attractive. So, what is the closing thought? If you want to save some money on the internal key parts like GPU and CPU but still want a super solid mini-itx case, go for it. SG14 would definitely serve you well. Alright, this is Fast PC Review, FPR, in Chinese called PC 快评. I will catch you up later, and please subscribe, like and share my video if you found it useful. Bye for now. Peace.